So let me just start off by saying hi. Welcome to my channel. My name is Deborah. Who am I? I'm no one important. I'm just someone who's essentially creating random videos that are basically pointless. I feel like my phone just jiggled a little bit. But, creating videos that are essentially, wow, okay, fail big time. I'm like currently trying to holster or bolster my phone on this bottle against my, I don't know, monitor, and so just trying to make things work. So excuse the whatever that's going on, but anyway, yes, so my name is Deborah. I'm making pointless videos just to make it. I don't really know who's gonna come across my channel as of now. I'm not trying to publicly share my channel. I'm just letting it organically grow. Whoever comes upon it, right? What's the purpose of these videos? Why are you listening to me? I don't know. That's up to you. I'm creating these videos kind of like a diary, something to look back on, just a space to speak. I think sometimes a thing within the YouTube creator space, and I get it, is creating videos with purpose, points that kind of like the viewers would watch, but these videos are more so for me. They're more so just to have a place to speak, and I think that's something that essentially everyone needs. So yeah, so that's just kind of so you know what this channel is about. So I'm not wasting my time, and you're not wasting your time listening to me rabble all about whatever, just for the heads up. But yeah, I hope you guys like my hat. Yeah, I know it's a bit extra for this video. My hair underneath here is kind of a hot mess, so the curls might look cute. I just need to cover the top up, and I literally cannot find like my other caps. I don't know what on earth happened to them, and so I'm popping this bad boy on. I got it from Forever 21 for like 99 cents, so I need to get my money's worth. Yeah, update from the last vlog video that I wrote about. I think I talked about knitting, I talked about insecure mainly. Yeah, so where am I in life? I stopped knitting for a little bit because I had screwed up, like, I don't know, but like the yarn piece or whatever, like it all came off of the stick, right? And so for the longest I was like, I'm not even dealing with this nonsense, like I'm done. But I actually fixed it up, and so I started a little while ago after taking a long hiatus. So I can show you my progress. And while I said I couldn't find my cap, I literally just looked down and found it. I'm so mad because I looked forever for that cap. Whatever, I have this cute boy on right now, so skip that. This is all I've done so far. I don't even know if there's progress from the last time I shot my video, which would be really sad because I think that was like a month ago. But this is what I got. Honestly, I kind of think like ignore that. So this might be like a cute little top. I don't know, maybe I'm just like talking to talk, but I think like a little cute halter top. My side boobs would probably be showing, so that probably wouldn't be cute, but I don't know. But yeah, so this is all I've gotten so far. I don't know, kind of like with life, we'll see where I go with it. We'll see what happens. I think just some update things or things that I'm going to talk about in this video are going to pertain to parents, opportunities in life, like, pursuing passions, and then this TV show that I started watching, surprisingly enough, Bojack Horseman. So hopefully I remember all of that. But starting with parents, right? This is just an open talk. I feel like definitely like sorry, excuse me. Whoa, woo. Okay, so I want this to kind of be like whoever's seeing this place where you can do your own video responses to what I'm saying. You're commenting in the comments, and so parents, I think it's interesting because I'm in a place in my life where I'm still dependent on my parents, right? And it's really frustrating. I mean, it's always been frustrating throughout all of my life, and but it's really frustrating in a sense when it's like you almost can't do anything, you know. I think that's the thing about dependence, right? When you're dependent on someone and relying on someone, it really sucks in terms of like there's not much that you can do. There's a difference between dependence on choice versus having to depend on someone not by choice, and that's always really hard because in a sense you're really losing out on essential, I don't want to say freedom, or I don't know, but it's almost just like I personally just don't like having to rely on people sometimes. And I the way I grew up, personally for me, has I've just never really been a family person per se. It's kind of sad. It's like kind of like what they say, you don't really get to choose your family, right? If I had a chance to choose, would I choose them? Honestly, I don't know, right? Um, and it sounds bad for saying. It really sounds bad for saying. I mean, I love my mom. Um, I like everything that she does, her efforts. Like, granted, I didn't use the word like. We fight all the time, but I really do appreciate her for the most part. It's just, and like the rest of my family, it's like I'm not necessarily the most type, but I just feel like it's always interesting because when you grow up and you always like see on TV, you always see from like social media, just whatever, always that perfect family type bond. Everyone gets really close with like gets along with one another. You're really close, but then what what about those in really dysfunctional families, you know, really broken families? It's interesting because even from a really young age, right? It's just like this isn't new. Like it's always been like this. And as I've grown up, I realized it's like, wow, I'm at that point where pretty soon I'm not going to be dependent on my, you know, parents. And right now the biggest thing that they provide for me is financial stability. They don't provide for, and it's really not stability, it's not stable at all. It's anything but stable, if I'm being honest. Which is another one of the frustrating parts of it all, because it's not stable and it's like dealing with extra stress. But outside of that, like they don't provide me any type of emotional support, to say the least. And I think when people consider relationships, at least for me, I think that's one of the biggest things about being in a relationship with someone, whether it's your family or whether it's a significant other. It's really about just having that support, right? That emotional support, that, because that's like financial support is whatever, like anyone can be financial, I don't want to say it like that, but you know, you can get money, but what you can't get so easily is that emotional support. And so it's like, once, if I'm dependent upon them just for financial needs, I just almost worry as to what's going to happen in the future, right? When I don't need them financially, like what, like will I visit them, will I see them, will I have any purpose, will there be a family if I choose to have children in the future? Will I actively have like my parents, my family in their like in the lives of my children, you know what I mean? And I think like, I don't even know why I'm sharing this, but it's just something that's really like come into thought as I grow older, because it's not so much as like some people who purposely do not want their family members around their families when they grow up, and it's not necessarily so purposefully like that. But for me, because I didn't grow up as a really familiar, I don't know, type person, it's almost like I don't really see that essence, you know. I didn't grow up with grandparents, like cousins, nephews, you know, uncles, aunties, whatever, that's just around me. And so I don't really know what it is to have that support system. I really don't know what it is to have that bond at all. And so it's almost a weird concept for me, right? I don't know, but yeah. And I think something realized, so both my parents were in my life, you know, I guess physically, they definitely weren't even close to being there emotionally, to any degree. And then, you know, it's frustrating because my dad is like, you know, you always talk about like, what's it called, absentee fathers or whatever, especially within the Black community or whatnot. It's a little bit different, especially in the like African community, right? Because like divorce isn't like necessarily such a big thing as it is within the American community, I would say, right? And so it's like people normally stay in dysfunctional relationships, in like problematic marriages. They stay just to stay because divorce really isn't an option, whether it's for the kids, whether it's for to save face. And so, so you have your parents physically there, but then what purpose is it for someone to be physically there but not there? It's almost just like taking up space, and it sucks because then you have this concept of being dependent on them when you rather, and having to rely on them when you rather not, because they don't really take up space within your life. I don't know if I'm just, if any of this makes sense, if any of this is relatable, but that's, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating to just essentially have a dad who's not even really a dad. Like I would feel very uncomfortable to even say that, and I feel bad. Again, that's the crazy part. It's like you feel bad for saying that, and I don't want to ever come off as ungrateful for, once again, the efforts of my parents, because I am very grateful and I think I am very fortunate. It's just almost though like I can't depend essentially on them, especially on my dad, for anything. And that's where it's like I'm realizing where it's like, then what's the point? Like I don't really have anything to go for you, and if it's so hard for me to go to you for things, then what essentially is your purpose in my life? There is none. And it sucks to say, and I don't know how people normally deal with that stuff, but hey. So there's that. It's frustrating. Ugh. But that's for that sappy stuff. We're over that. So shoot, man, see, I'm getting old. I don't remember all the things I said I was gonna talk about. So I went out the other day, me and my roommate, and I went to McDonald's, right? Because, McDonald's is the place to hang out. No, it's not. But it's a place to get food when you've been out late doing late night stuff. And, so we went to McDonald's, and there's this guy that was sitting on the table with, like, a beatbox or whatnot, and, like, this portrait, right? So he has colored pencils, all of that fun stuff, and he's, painting or, like, coloring, I can't remember my words. This picture of this black chick, essentially, in his portrait, and it's really nice, really gorgeous. I really wish like I got his Instagram or something so I can like pop it below so you guys can like like or something if he has like an art Instagram. But why I'm bringing this up is like, I mean, the fact that whenever I go to McDonald's, I literally always see this guy there. Like, it's a point where I was like, maybe I should come up and, like, speak or say something. But, like, social anxiety ain't trying to let me have all of that. But, no, so, but funny enough, I was with my roommate, and I had a little boost to go speak. And so I got to speak to him a little bit. And it was really interesting because he was, like, I think it's called post-bac student or whatever, and he got his undergraduate in computer science, and then he was going back to do art. But the whole point is, it's really cool just being able to see people grind and hustle and doing things they're passionate about. Currently, I'm working with some amazing people, helping out, a little bit on for the startup, and it's just super cool to see like the student just working, hustling, trying to make her goals become a reality. And I really love that. I really just love being able to see passion. And so it brings upon this concept that no matter where you are, making the best of your time. Like I think he was in McDonald's, if I'm right, saying like he's like playing music and running the boombox, and running the boombox, sorry, that was like my phone battery or whatnot, but like running the boombox, and he was like, let me, you know, use this time wisely and just bring my art stuff too and draw, because he has he's going to an art show that's so effing amazing, and you know, exhibiting all these like portraits that he's done, and there's always like a different portrait each time I go to McDonald's, and so it's just really cool being able to see people do things that they're passionate about, and I love it. And I don't know for whoever's watching that, but if you're in a cycle of life, whether it's school, whether it's work, and you don't feel the most satisfied, I feel like pick up a new passion. That's like me trying to like challenge you, but then also challenge myself. It is a new month. It is December. Happy December 1st. I think we should all of us should just get on our hustle and grind. And so yeah, like that just really inspired me, because now I don't know, for December, I don't know what I want to do, whether it's just like I just want to pick up something, like a hobby, something, whether it's like I'm knitting and I'm passionately knitting. I used to draw, and that's why I also just really was inspired, because I just love art. And so like whether it's just drawing something every single day, I don't know, but I'm just sending this out there for you to challenge yourself, for me to challenge myself, and hopefully for the rest of these 31 days that we're able to do something and pursue our passions a little bit more, and not let this year 2018 go to waste. And yeah, so that's that. And then finally, outside of that, okay, so I started a TV show, Bojack Horseman, I think that's the name, Bojack Horseman. And yeah, so you know, it's funny because I got recommended this show, or like, well, not, yeah, I got recommended this show by someone I know, and I didn't really think I would watch it. Like, I don't know whatever happened, but as I grew up, it's so hard for me to watch anything that's like animated, anything that's like cartoon, whatever. I literally just can't do it. My mind just doesn't focus on it, like it can't. And so, but I decided to try. I don't even know why I like started it, like really, because I wasn't even planning on it, but I was like, hey, like I just need something to watch, let's check it out. And man, this show is really good. Like, if I'm saying it's good, it's like it's good. Yeah, no, it's like really, it's just really interesting. It's entertaining, and I heard that it gets even better as the seasons go on and gets really deep. But I think the biggest thing that I just finished season 1, and I literally started like 2 days ago, but that's why I'm using my time. But I think the biggest thing that I wanted to take out of it was just the horse, Bojack Horseman. Wow, his name is a mouthful, but essentially he was like, I'm just thinking back to it, it was just so good. Like, he was, there's the question that he had said, essentially, he had asked one of the girl characters, her name is Diane, am I God? Just please, like, and there was so much like sincerity out of like the question, just please, I really want you to like me. I just really want you to tell me that I'm good, despite being like narcissistic, egoistic, blah 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 blah. And it was deep, and there's a long pause, and he was waiting, and she didn't say anything. Like, she didn't say, yeah, you're a good person, blah 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 blah. And you know why I'm bringing this up and why it's really interesting, because it's really relatable, right? Everyone, to each their own. Everyone has their different views on morality and what's right or not. But it's a really interesting concept, because there's bad in all of us, right? And despite him being such a, because he has a lot of problems, you know what I mean? He's really egoistic, really self-centered, narcissistic, selfish, just, you know, really just a lot of bad things. And but at the end of the day, he just didn't want to associate with that. He really wanted to be a good person. He really wanted to be liked deep down. And I think that's something that just resonates with all of us, right? Like, a lot of times too, a lot of people think they are better than they are. You know what I mean? And not to, like, I think to a certain extent, if we can't admit the badness within ourselves, if we can't like admit that we're just all pretty bad, that in that self, that's like bad itself. And that, and I think that's kind of like obviously opinionated. But I don't know, like, can anyone really say that they're really good? I think that's a question that each of us should have, right? Because then if we think we're really good, what makes us, like, you know, by what standard, essentially? And, you know, what about all the people who then are just considered bad? It's like, I think sometimes we think like bad people are just bad and they don't care, but we're all bad one. But then even those who are just like bad, you know, in a sense, they just, there's people who don't realize that they're bad, but then there's also people who realize they're bad, but then wants to be good. I don't know, like, I'm not even really articulating, quite honestly, the point that I'm trying to make, but it was just really deep, you know what I mean? And I get that, because honestly, it's like, I just want to be a good person, but am I really at the end of the day? And, you know, no matter what anyone tells me, it's almost like I'm not good. But it's like you want to be. And it was just really deep. So, I don't know. So, that's really all I have. Yeah, so this has been really long. Oh my gosh, 21 minutes. I'm sorry you have to listen to me blabber on, and I know my voice is annoying AF, and I know you probably already exited this video, honestly. But, you know, if you're still watching this, if you're still listening to me speak about nothing, then thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I wanted to speak on gratitude, but you know, I ain't gonna be that person. I'm gonna let y'all go. That's gonna be another video for another day. Yeah, I just gotta remember, gratitude, really important thing. But yeah, thank you again for just listening, hearing me out. Definitely, I want you to, like, you know, put your comments below in the comment box about your views on the points that I brought up. Do you watch I literally cannot pronounce his name. Bojack Horseman. Do you watch it? How do you like it? If you hated it, I don't know. I don't care. Just let me know, you know what I mean? What your opinions are. I'd be really interested. I don't even remember what I spoke about earlier in this vlog, but I'm sure you do. So you can just let me know. And I hope you have a really great rest of December, guys. We have 31 more days to make it great. And just, we should be grateful that we've gotten to this point. It's not over yet. And so have a nice day. And thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.